Good evening, it's Diane from Stamping with Diane in Innisifl, Ontario, and this is August the 10th, and I am here for our second week of tea and cards featuring the Cup of Tea stamp set. So last week we made this beautiful thank you card, and we featured the watercolor technique on our little teacups, and I showed you how to do that. So if you missed that video, then check it out on my YouTube channel, Stamping with Diane T, as in Thatcher, and it is posted there for you to see. So tonight's card is going to be this one. So I'm just giving you a couple of sneak peeks. Today is the last day to register for the Sweet Sunflowers Paper Pumpkin Kit, August the 10th. It's always the 10th of the month, and it looks like a really fun, beautiful kit for you to make. And it also, you get 2 ink spots. Usually you just get 1 color in a paper pumpkin kit, but this one, it tells us we're going to get 2 different colors. So that's tonight if you haven't done so already. All right, tonight's card, we're going to get right to it, is going to use one of the teacup note cards and envelopes. So there's a package. They are called Tea Boutique cards and envelopes. They come in the 5 in colors and the patterned envelopes to match. So it makes a great card base because there's already some pattern on it. So I just need to fold this one in half. This is going to be our card base. This one is the Starry Sky colors for our newest in colors. And we're going to pair this with a few different colors tonight. So what I've done is I've pulled out from our Tea Boutique paper. This is the Tea Boutique 6x6 designer series paper. Gorgeous, gorgeous colors and designs here. And this is in our annual catalog, right at the very beginning of the annual catalog. So I thought I would feature this paper tonight and just kind of do it a little bit differently than we usually do. So I'm pulling this out, but I'm actually going to cut apart these teapots, and I want 3 different colors of teapots. So I've cut 2 strips, and these strips are 1 1/4 inches or 1 1/2. They are 1 1/2 inches. So I want to make some squares. So let's use a red one. So I'm putting the red, the 1 1/2, and making sure I'm not going to be cutting off that handle. And looks pretty good. It's filled it up perfectly. Let's do the blue one, putting that at 1 1/2. So now 1 1/2 by 1 1/2. Now I've got 2 different teapots. So I'm going to pull out the next strip, and why don't we use the Tahitian Tide so we get 3 different colors of teapots on our card. There we go. So as you can see, I could cut out quite a few more from those strips. So these are 1 1/2 by 1 1/2. And then I thought I'm going to mount those on, these are 1 3/4 by 1 3/4. So we're going to mount our teapots onto some squares of Sweet Sorbet. Where's the 3rd one? It'll still be in the envelope. Here it is. Okay, I've got all kinds of little bits coming out of the envelope here. So using my Stampin' Seal, I'm just going to, I can do it either way, put the adhesive on the big piece, and then I just want to line these up as best I can to give a nice border, equal border around. That looks pretty good. Same thing with all 3 of these. This is just a fun way to use this patterned paper. So this is the other side. I love that Tahitian Tide. It's very subtle, just the polka dot look. And then of course the very vibrant on this side. So how was your day? Can you believe August is almost halfway through? I know I can't. All right, now this is going to get mounted on here, and we're going to go 1, 2 and 3 across like so. Okay, so that's going to work. So I'll move my trimmer out of the way and let's build this. So I think I'm going to feature the Starry Sky teapot in the center. It seems to make sense to me. And it's probably going to go about there, but that's all right. So let's start. Well, I'm going to start on the edge and move my way in. So I know there's not going to be a lot of space left, right? Let's just plan that out again, taking a look to see when I line all 3 up. Yeah, there's not much space. Okay. So I'm just eyeing the border, top and bottom, and the border on the edge. Now I'm going to do the opposite end, make sure I do that equally. So top and bottom, and I've got it quite tight to the edge. Looks good. And we'll fill in the center. Now you could pop a dimensional on this center one if you want, give it a little bit of extra height. Okay, and just use my tip to pop that in nice and straight. There we go. And that's going to go on the front of the card, like so. But I was going through my cupboard and I found that I still had a few of these Heart and Home doilies. It's always fun to use up things that these I don't think are in the catalog anymore, but I wanted the white, so I'm not concerned that it's brown on the back. So cinnamon cider on the back. And I just thought this would be really pretty to peek out behind the teapots. Isn't that nice? I like that. I like that a lot. Okay, so let's add our strip now. This is the basic white with some sweet sorbet squares. The designer paper really pops. And like so. Okay, then I have a strip of white. Here it is. Just a small little strip. And I want to make the tea bag tag. I'm going to use that, and there's a few different sentiments that can fit inside that. It's time for tea, I miss you, I can't thank you enough, I just can't thank you enough, sweet, enjoy, a to and from label on there. All of those will fit in this little sentiment. Sorry, in the little tea bag tag. So what shall we use? How about, I think I'm just going to call it sweet. That way I could use the card for lots of different occasions. Now I could pop it right inside, but I think I'm going to use a different color of ink. So I'm going to grab, I've got the 3 in colors that are featured on the card front. So I've got the Orchid Oasis, Tahitian Tide, and the Sweet Sorbet. Oh, sorry, did I call that? I called that the Starry Sky, didn't I? Let me just verify. Yeah, it's kind of got both in it. Starry Sky and the Orchid Oasis. I'm going to use the darker one. I'm going to use the Starry Sky. Okay, so I'd like to make the frame of the tea bag. Oh, see, now I got ink in the center. That's not even going to show. Oh! I lied. Let's try that again. That's never happened. There we go. That was me pressing way too hard. There. Just when you say one thing, proves you wrong. Okay, so I'm going to put the sentiment in a different way. I'm going to use this Tahitian Tide for that one to put the sentiment in. Now I should use my smallest block for this. And let's use Sweet. Inking that up. I'm going to pop that right across. Oops, wiggled on that one again too. I'm using too much force. There we go. And the last thing I'd like to stamp is a couple of flowers. So let's use the Sweet Sorbet to kind of tie in with that. So this stamp set has a few flowers. This string of flowers actually fits on the leaf pattern, which you're going to see another week. You can do the leaves and then you can make the flowers kind of fit right on there. Now, I could use those to stamp separately as well. However, if I use this single flower, it has a coordinating die. So I'll be able to cut it out. So let's use that one. And I'm going to stamp in full strength and a half strength and a full strength. That should do. Okay, pop that to the side. This card doesn't have much stamping. It's been more of the designer paper really that we're featuring. So I've got my little mini die cut machine here, and we should be able to cut a couple of these out at the same time. So the dies are here. These are called the teacup dies. I always keep my extra little pieces inside. You'll see there's a lot of dies in this set. There's 17 different dies. So this is the larger for the tea bag, and looks like they've given us 2 of those large flowers. Excuse me, let me grab some water. There we go. So, did you get outside today? Did you do something fun? Hopefully you maybe did some creating. Maybe you were stamping or painting or crafting or knitting. Excuse me. And here we go. That one's there. And I'm just lining these up. It's kind of nice when they give you 2 because it makes the cutting out a wee bit faster. And run this through, and I know, I'm sorry, it always seems to wiggle my table. There we go. And there's our little tag, and there's a couple of flowers, and instead of me running through it again, there's one that I've already cut out. So I'll just move those out of the way for us. You don't want to lose these little bits and pieces. You'll see I put a magnet on the bottom of my die container, and it just helps to hold them in place so I don't lose these little bits. I often cut out extras. I might have mentioned that before, just because you never know when you're going to want to have some of those extra bits. Okay, so here I could use "It's Time for Tea," "I Miss You," or "Sweet." I'm liking the sweet tonight. And just looking for my twine. Here it is. The twine is awesome. You get all 5 of the in colors with the twine. And I think I'm just gonna make a quick little bow with the Tahitian tide. Oh, got the wrong end showing there. There we go. So, making a little bow. It's fairly forgiving with the twine. Just 2 little bunny ears. popping it through nice and tight. Pull that tight, and then adjust your size by pulling on the ends. So just adjusting that. No, I think that's too big for what I want right now. So let's just make that a bit smaller. Just I hang on to the middle and just pull those ends in until I have it the size I want. Okay, so let's just pop that right on the top of Sweet. I will use a little glue dot for that. This trick, I just tie a piece of ribbon around and it just helps me know where my glue dots are. Very simple trick. I can't remember who shared that trick with me, but it is quite brilliant. Then you can use scissors, or probably the scissors are best on this one. And you can kind of give it a little bit of a twirl. And let's put a mini glue dimensional. Maybe we'll put 2 on there. And pop that into the corner here. Sweet, sweet tea. Like down south, you get sweet tea. And then I've got these little flowers. So we could decorate with those instead of with gems. Do you like the idea? I kind of like that look. Or, of course, we do have the in color matte decorative gems as well that we could use on there. But I'm thinking with the pattern in behind here, let's stick with these cute little flowers that we've cut out. So let's put one up here. I'll put the softer one in underneath. So I just use that, pick up the glue dot, and we'll put the third one here. And then when I've got a tail like this, I just tear that extra off, and I'm good to go for next time. I'll know exactly where my glue dots start. And there we have it. There's our card for tonight. Now we could, why don't we use a little bit of Wink Stella on these little flowers here? Give them a bit of glitter. So I'm just painting a little bit of glitter on those flowers. And I feel like I should put a little silver rhinestone in the center of them. What do you think? Maybe? Let's try it. Got my rhinestones right here. I hadn't thought to do that, but I like the idea. So give me a second as I'm flipping through to find my silver rhinestones. Pearls would look nice too. Got the little pearls here. Oh, let's do that. Teacups and pearls. That works for me. So I'm just taking a tiny little pearl. I'm going to put that in the center of the flower. Yes, yes. That was worth getting them off the shelf. There we go. So my Stamp-A-Stack is next week, August 19th. 8 cards for $50, and that includes as well a goodie bag. So register at Linktree, Stampin' with Diane. So there's that one tonight. Here was a slightly different version, and I put I Miss You on there, different teapots, but so cute to have this already made for us. And here is the coordinating envelope. How gorgeous is that? So who is not going to love getting a gorgeous card in the mail or a special delivery in an envelope already like this? So as I said, those are the Tea Boutique cards and envelopes, and we get 20. So they come in all the 5 colors of the in colors that coordinate with the paper, and they have the gorgeous matching envelopes to go with them. All right, so thanks for joining in for week 2 of Tea and Cards, and I will see you all next week. Take care. Bye for now.